Hey, let's bring up on the line Craig Shipp from Frederick.com. Craig, good morning to you.
Good morning, and I have a special treat for your listeners.
Oh, okay.
I have the expert when it comes to Frederick County real estate.
There you go. There you go.
And everybody knows that the market has been hot. So I just want Rachel to be able to bring you guys up to date and have a little conversation about real estate.
Hi, Rachel. How are you?
Hi, I'm doing well. Good morning from Mount Airy. How's everybody doing?
Where everybody is doing great. Merry Christmas and happy holidays to you and your family. And
well, you as well.
It's great to have you on the show. So tell us about the real estate market. It is hot, and that means usually it's a seller's market to a certain extent. Is that the case right now?
Well, I guess it depends on who you are. Are you a seller? Are you a buyer? Or are you both? Because really, it just depends on your situation. Now,
Sure.
Frederick County in general, I'm almost flabbergasted by it, but we only have 304 active properties on the market in the whole entire county. In the MLS, 304.
Wow.
And 21 of those are in coming soon status. I mean, you're not going to see them on Zillow or whatever else.
Right.
That's it. With almost 300,000 people in the population of Frederick County and growing, as we all know, it's pretty intense. Now, this time of year, we see a little bit of a lull, but I will tell everyone that may be considering selling within the next year. Spring market in Maryland and Frederick County specifically starts really in February. So if you guys are ready to get a jump, I would start planning ahead now for that spring market. But I think this year it's going to mimic somewhat like last year.
All right. Well, I need to ask you a question here. When you're talking about the Frederick market, are you talking about more people are moving to the Frederick market because of Frederick and working in that area, or D.C.
Yes.
and working in that area, or Baltimore?
Great point. Great point. Because I like to think of it as a triangle, right? With the base of our triangle being one corner of D.C., one corner Baltimore, and the tip of the triangle at the top is going to be Frederick.
Okay.
We're outside the nation's capital, one of the most busiest and financially wealthy areas in the world.
Yes.
Baltimore's trailing behind there. I think we all have our opinions on that, but it's still a big city center.
Yes.
Then you've got Philly above us, New York above us. We are at the hub of the world, really. Supply and demand. We're continuing to populate. We're having more people coming into the country, into the county, into the state. People are moving out. Thank you, COVID. They're realizing, hey, I can work from home. I'm going to move a little bit further out from D.C. from that office. I'm going to go 30 miles more. And again, supply and demand. More and more people are coming in, and the construction and specifically resales can't keep up fast enough with it. You've got the baby boomer generation that's starting to retire, and they're starting to move out as well. And then you've got the millennials that are coming in, which are a lot, and they want to be buying stuff up too. And it's supply and demand. And I think it's going to be around, and Frederick continues to grow. It's bittersweet. I think we all have our opinions on growth in our small towns. But it's going to continue to happen. So how you embrace that, I guess, is just
how is the market for first-time buyers? I mean, we hear about first-time buyers. A lot of them are still living at home with parents.
I got a brother like that. So, yes, because it's so competitive. So really it's okay. I'm ready to buy a house. I'm financially qualified. Now, what do I do to get a house? I need to be in this area. I need to be close to work. Obviously, connecting with a professional that knows the ins and outs. That's going to be your first step. But you just have to have a competitive edge. With first-time home buyers, their competitive edge is they don't have a house to sell, right? So think about when you're offering something to a seller, you got to put your best foot forward. Some of these people that may have cash, hey, they might have a home to sell. So it's really just putting yourself in the best position and utilizing and leveraging every positive point that you can in order to get that offer, because it's competitive and it's going to stay that way. I got to tell you, another big way I'm winning my deals is offering sight unseen, using those inspection contingencies for outs. I know list agents don't want to hear that, but you've got to do whatever it takes to at least get your foot in the door. Otherwise, you're going to be spinning in circles.
Understand that completely. The market is something that it does change prolifically throughout the year. So what we're talking about now in December could be completely different in February.
Absolutely. Yep. What we're talking about now will be different in 2 weeks. What we're talking about in 2 weeks will be different in 4 weeks. It's so rapidly changing. It's hard. So a lot of sellers that are right now listing, oh, the market's so hot. Yeah, it was hot back in April. It was hot back in May.
Right.
So you really have to be in tune with what's going on around you in your environment, and executing is going to be your biggest thing. If you wait too long, you're going to miss that wave.
All right. Well, how can folks get a hold of you?
I would love for any questions to be directed towards me. You can reach me at 301-956-3342. You can shoot me an email at go@thesmithpartners.com. And then, of course, at thesmithpartners.com is the plethora of information that has to do with real estate.
Very good. Very good. Can I ask you a couple questions about your career?
Absolutely.
How long have you been in the real estate business?
9 years.
Okay.
Sometimes it feels like 1. Sometimes it feels like 30.
That's true. That's every business. I was in auto repair, owning my own shop, and sometimes I felt like I was a newbie when you see certain information, and other times you feel like, man, what am I still doing in this business?
I've done this. Yep.
Very
That's funny.
Well, I tell you, it's great to have you on the show today. We thank you so much for being here, and we look forward to continued success for you, and you're welcome to join us anytime.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks, Rachel.
And Dave, you can also find her on Frederick.com.
Of course. Why wouldn't we think that, of course? That's a great aspect. And, that narrows the field down. When you go to Frederick.com, it's not every single real estate agent there that is involved in that. Only the smart ones, we like to say.
Only the best. That's
only the ones that are good at marketing, right? And that's what it's all about.
Absolutely.
You can also go to bestoffrederick.com, and she's there also.
Very good.
So how do you like that?
Well, Craig, thanks for being a part of the show, buddy, as always. Rachel, thank you for joining them today, and we look forward to talking to you guys again. Merry Christmas to both of you.
Merry Christmas.
Okay, thanks, Craig.
Take care.
All right, thanks, guys. Appreciate them joining us. I'm Dave Serio. It's Saturday morning, and that means you ought to know. Every Saturday morning, 10 to 11, right here on Free Talk 930, WFMD. I'm Dave Serio. Good morning to you. Free Talk 930, WFMD's You Ought to Know. We've got Craig Shipp still up on the line. Craig, once again, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
I've got some activities, I assume Christmas-inspired probably, that are going on in the Frederick area, sir.
Absolutely. We've got the holiday train display right here in Thurmont, 21 East Main Street, going on today.
What building is that in?
It's right down from the square where there's like a row of stores. There's like a salon and a couple of stores in there, and it's in there. It's a very short distance off from the main center of town there.
Is it inside or outside?
Inside.
Okay,
inside.
Very good. Very nice. Good.
It's warm and comfortable, and it's a beautiful display. It's put on by the Frederick County Society of Model Engineers.
Great.
And it's right there at 21 East Main Street, so I highly encourage people to stop by there and check that out.
The work that has to be involved in that is incredible.
Oh, yeah. And we've got photos with Santa at Francis Scott Key Mall. People want to do that.
Gotcha.
We've got the Reagan Years are performing at the Thurmont Event Complex here in Thurmont.
Excellent band. Uh-huh.
That's right. And we've got cocktails and karaoke night, again, at Callahan's Seafood Bar and Grill. That's going on tonight.
Now, I don't know how popular karaoke is here in the Frederick area, but down here in Florida, especially in Central Florida, near the Villages and the Orlando area, I mean, everybody has karaoke. I'm a karaoke host myself, and I keep busy 3 or 4 times a week.
Yeah, I don't hear of that many other places doing it, but I know that Callahan's does it regularly, so I'm sure it's popular there.
Good.
They wouldn't keep doing it.
Sure.
Then we've got All That Sparkles, a formal noon Year's Eve celebration on the 31st, starting at 10:30 a.m. So they're doing something for the kids there.
Okay.
Where there'll be like a celebration where they celebrate it at noon.
Okay.
So I thought that was really creative.
That is creative. That's very interesting. Very good.
So book that at the
that means the kids can celebrate twice in one day. They'll be there at noon, and they'll be back up again at midnight.
That's right. And then we've got the New Year's Eve party at Adventure Park USA.
Wow. Okay. Tell me about that.
That is New Year's Eve, and that is also a ticketed event.
All right.
So you want to, book your ticket, but they put on a great party there. I've been there for it once, and they got a bunch of their characters there, and they do a balloon drop and music and all kinds of fun stuff.
Is that oriented towards kids or adults?
I think it's a family thing.
Okay, great.
It's a thing where you want to kind of bring your family to it.
Yeah, there's not enough family events for New Year's Eve. The situation for many years has been all adult and involves usually some type of alcohol involved, available. Mm-hmm. So to have something like that at a family event and have it available for the family for New Year's Eve, folks, if you're listening and you've got a family and you're not interested in the other kind of, evening that New Year's Eve is famous for, this would be a fantastic event.
Absolutely. Yep. And another thing I wanted to mention, when you're in Thurmont, going to the train display and checking out some of these other events that I just mentioned. Stop
by your house?
Will you do that? But there's a business, and their sponsor on Frederick.com, JSB Woodworking. They've opened up a new showroom right here in Thurmont, right near the square, that they have a whole display in there of different kitchen cabinets, countertops, all that sort of thing. So if you want to make the wife happy, while you're looking at the trains and all that, let her pick out the new kitchen.
Very nice. Now, considering if you did like a 1 to 10 ratio, 1 being the poorest and 10 being the best, what would you consider the town of Thurmont, their little circle there, their square? What would you rate that as a 1 to 10 versus other towns in the area?
Well, it's very nice. They put up a nice Christmas tree up there and nice lights and so forth. Thurmont is blessed with some really amazing businesses. The Thurmont Smiles dentistry is world class. Of course, the Catoctin Mountain Orchard is amazing. Right. We've talked about even the little Hoffman's Market and the subs that they make that are just out of this world. And so we do have a small number of businesses. It's a small town.
Right.
But we have some really fantastic ones. And the showroom that I just mentioned is an example. These guys are craftsmen. These guys for years just worked, going into the house and custom making things. And, they didn't have a showroom like this, but they finally decided to get together and put together a showroom so they can kind of show off some of their work. But that's the kind of work that is not always easy to find. Those are the kind of craftsmen that you almost have to run them down in their truck, right, at a stoplight or something. Say, hey, can you do a kitchen for me, right?
Right.
Because these guys are busy, right? And but I think it's kind of cool that they've done that, and they're just kind of expanding their business a little bit.
I would assume sometimes in Thurmont that you have almost as many people visiting as you do live there.
Sure, certain times of the year, definitely.
Yep.
I mean, definitely. Especially people road trip just to go to Catoctin Mountain Orchard.
Right.
I mean, it is a destination. And like I say, Thurmont Smiles, the dentistry is becoming a destination because of the level of technology that she employs there. I mean, it's just amazing what she can do, like literally making the crown for your tooth right there while you watch. I mean, it's just amazing. So, we definitely have some destination businesses here.
All right. What are you planning on doing for New Year's Eve, sir?
I will probably be going to the adventure park.
Good.
They asked if I could stop by and shoot a few photos, and it's always fun down there. So that's probably, I might hit 1 or 2 other places as well if I have time. But that one is definitely on my list.
Great. And it's good that things are open and going well and doing well. And let's hope that continues also for the folks out there trying to enjoy themselves.
Yep, it's been slower up here than it has been down there, but we're getting there.
Yeah, we're pretty normal down here to a certain extent. I mean, it really is. It felt to be fairly normal, and I'd like to see Maryland and a lot of other areas get that way also, like we have it down here. It's a big difference. It really is, and I'm not. We're not talking political here or like that. We're just talking about facts. One has a little different, feel than the other, and we're hoping that things get back more to normal, especially during the holiday season.
Yep, absolutely.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us here on the show, Craig. We look forward to talking to you. Next Saturday, you're off, sir. Okay? We're gonna do a 1 hour Christmas special, but it's going to involve just the comedy routines here on the show, and won't need a call in at that time. But I'm sure you wish everybody a very Merry Christmas. We wish you and your family a very Merry Christmas, Craig.
Right back at you, Dave.
All right, Craig Shipp from Frederick.com. Craig, tell them how they can get a hold of you by email.
Craig at Frederick.com or news@Frederick.com. Either one will work fine.
If you have an event that you want to talk about, you want Craig to talk about and get on the site, just email him, and he'll be more than happy to take care of it for you. Thanks again,
Sounds
buddy.
Great to me.
Merry Christmas to you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye now. Craig Shipp from Frederick.com. Good to have him on the show. I want to thank everybody for listening. We want to thank you for being a part of the show. As I mentioned, next Saturday will be a live program. I know that sounds crazy on Christmas Day, but I'm going to do the best of when it comes to You Ought to Know comedy. And it will not repeat anything that will be on the Baltimore show the 2 hours before. So we're going to have 3 hours of You Ought to Know comedy. If you want to find out about the Baltimore show, then go to DaveSerio.com, and you can find a way to listen to that live. Next Saturday, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. for Baltimore, and 10 to 11 right here on Free Talk 930 WFMD. Have yourself a blessed day. Merry Christmas and happy holidays to all.